Philadelphia.
Listen, we are clearly at the point where we don't have enough information on what exactly is going on in that locker room. But every answer that you heard from that postgame, and I can't even get mad anymore, but this all sounds like 2023. And like we talked about, at least I think I talked about on the last episode, this offense is 1,000% in Chip Kelly 2014-2015 mode. Everybody knows what's happening. Everybody's known what's happening for the last couple of weeks, even after the bye. And for some reason, this coach, who is the CEO, whose main job is to literally stop the bleeding, because it seems like you have the most influence on that, and you cannot find a way to stop the bleeding on the offensive side of the ball with all of these incredibly talented players. And you've got this entire fan base saying that the O-line is just not good enough, which couldn't be further from the truth. And you and I have to sit here and scratch our heads and think about something that can salvage the season for us, as 8-3 looks and feels a lot like 10-1, and Ben Johnson and those Bears and that locker room looks so bought in. It is almost like incredible to see two different locker rooms like that. You've got a head coach taking his fucking shirt off and flexing. You've got CJ laughing to Shady McCoy about how predictable this offense was. What else do you need to see and hear? Jeffrey Lurie this time looked like the life got sucked out of him almost in the second half, just like both of us probably did too. All of the texts I answered yesterday, everybody in the Discord, my mom, who's in a wheelchair who couldn't see straight right this second, can see that there is like a perfectly normal thing to replace here. Everybody would have made a move at this point, whether it's replacing the coach, replacing the quarterback with Tanner, replacing literally anything. Saquon Barkley, Jordan Mailata, like, you've got to do something. You've got to do something. And if those reports are anywhere close to true, that this coaching staff feels like the quarterback has the offense over the barrel, then it has to have enough balls to sit him down or bench him for a half and say, hey, man, you're just not seeing it. And in terms of the discourse that we're about to have over the next 10 days, I don't know what Jalen Hurts was looking at, but he certainly wasn't looking at touchdowns. And I don't think that all of this compounding together is one person's fault. But man, yesterday, Jalen looked so bad. So bad. And the entire offense looked uninterested. A.J. Brown touchdown. Glad that him and Hurts had a mini little celebration there. And no one felt like they wanted to continue after that. Everyone wanted to quit, even when it was a, quote, one-score game. You can argue all you want about that two-point conversion. Who cares? It's a talking point. It's new. Enjoy it. I don't care. Go try and win a football game. That's my answer. And the Eagles did none of that. They lost the moment they stepped out on that field, and that should tell you pretty much everything. This little window is over. This is 1,000% not a winning formula. I mean, like, dude, Iowa and Nebraska played better offense yesterday. This is elementary shit. And I don't care at this point if it is Jalen Hurts. Then that really has to, that's even more egregious to me. And I still don't think it is, just so I'm very clear on that. But anybody in their right mind, if you got A.J. Brown screaming and yelling about your quarterback, if your coach doesn't really believe in your quarterback, which he doesn't, or this offense, he doesn't, he showed you that yesterday again, then someone has got to make a change. How hard is this? Is this Howie? And is this Jeffrey with optics? Because if it's optics, then yeah, Kevin Petula is going to be fired. I'll buy in a little bit that he's not the entire problem, but man, Nick Sirianni is then, because you guys are the same person. You guys are the same person. This has happened before. You have let this team completely collapse before. If this was the quarterback, they would have traded his ass a long time ago, or at least tried to do it before you offer up a contract. Like, that's why it's an insane thought to me that this group that won a Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl MVP and balled out, is now useless. I can't buy that, because everyone in the offense has turned useless. Everyone. Do I think a quarterback is strong enough to have that type of power and to destroy a team? Sure. We've seen it before. I don't get that sense here, though. I think this is just 3 or 4 people not agreeing on who they are and what they do. This is not a running team, and this is not a passing team. The only thing that this Eagles team has shown us is that it can run tempo, and when it runs tempo and it just goes out and plays football and doesn't think about anything, and it keeps the defense on their feet, plays are made, touchdowns are had, and Jalen Hurts throws to A.J. Brown without thinking about it. He is thinking about every single throw like it is the most important throw every time he's out there. I have never seen it like this bad of a hesitation of seeing wide open people misfiring completely, being inaccurate completely, not sharp at all, not leaning into his passes like he wants to throw one at 100 miles an hour because he's like, that's my spot. He has no idea. And on the interception late in that game, Jalen just finally broke and said, fuck it, I know that AJ is covered. I'm still going to throw it. Interception. The defense gets it right back. And that has got to be a lesson for Nick Sirianni and all this conservative mindset bullshit. You do have a defense that's incredible. It allows your offense, who is struggling, to go make mistakes. It would have been a lot easier coaching point to tell these guys, hey guys, I know we're in a rut. You know how to play football. None of this is working. For the first quarter, we're going to run tempo the whole time. Here's the package of plays. Jalen, you choose from this. See you later. And instead, it's like meticulously, you got to be here and then you got to be here. We got to do this and then we got to do this. We got to make sure it's this and this. Meanwhile, Ben Johnson, first-year head coach, takes the ball, which is an extraordinarily odd move if you win a coin flip because most of the time you defer. And what's he thinking about? Eagles got to throw into the wind of the fourth quarter. So I'm going to take the ball now. I'm going to wear out this defense because it's been out there for 4 weeks. It's the superstar of the team. You and I have agreed on that. It's the lead dog, and you scheme him to death. Vic Fangio got schemed to death with 2 running backs, and they were not ready at all for these guys to just put it on the ground, throw 5-yard outs, and say, good luck, have fun. Not ready for that. So Vic is ill-prepared for the second week in a row because they didn't look at 5-man fronts, and you can debate whether or not that's good or bad. I think that's bad. Not knowing that the Dallas front is going to change completely. Not thinking that Ben Johnson is going to run at you. And for the 12th week in a row, you're running at the same offense. Not 12 weeks in a row, but 12 games in a row. You're running out the same offense. There's only been one complete offensive game this year, and it was on October 26th without A.J. Brown. How is that our only evidence of the offense working? Because you could easily make a narrative that, why didn't you sit A.J. Brown? Why didn't you do this? And by the way, back to my other point on if it is Jalen and it's one player and you got to sit him down, if this is A.J., you should have sitting him down a long time ago. Again, don't think it's AJ either. And I don't understand why every reporter keeps continually defending the coaching staff, because this is one of those stupid weeks again where you've got people saying execution. You got players saying like, we're just not bought in as a group. Then half of that room isn't bought into the coaching staff. How do you not equate those two things? And I'm not saying that those players are right and pointing the finger at Nick Sirianni, because again, we don't know. But what does come out, what people want to assume, is that this is a quarterback problem. Again, if it is a quarterback problem, that is a super easy thing to solve. Who gives a shit about the optics? Someone go punch Jalen Hurts in the 600-pound thigh, knuckle out, and say, sorry, you're not practicing. I mean, there's so many ways to do that quietly. Just like there were so many ways to replace your defensive coordinator quietly until Jay Glazer uncorked that one on a random Sunday afternoon. And I'm assuming that's what's going to happen here, because there's no way you can continue to trot out this team with this mentality. Something's got to shake it up. These people don't believe that they are going to be touched because they won the Super Bowl last year. Sorry. Politics have sunk this Eagles team. Whatever decisions were made sunk this Eagles team. Whatever stuff that they didn't solve from the 22 to 23 to 24 offseason, that window, that is why we are here. Saquon Barkley masked all of that along with the offensive line last year. And this triad of Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, and A.J. Brown was able to survive, and there is no way it is going to survive now. No way. And even as I say this, it's all fucking worth it. I would do all of this again if it meant they won that Super Bowl last year the way they did. It was one of the most incredibly fun times as an Eagles fan. I wanted this to continue, and again, it comes up to that ungrateful stuff. This is not being ungrateful, and don't make anybody fucking make you feel otherwise. They won a Super Bowl in 2017. It was the greatest thing of all time. They messaged that they wanted to be different. They messaged that they wanted to be great, to continue to bring in titles, to go to a Super Bowl, then win one. And now, for some fucked up reason, are still ahead in the NFC East after 2 incredibly crippling, franchise-changing losses. You know? Like, the Chargers in 10 days, fucking forget about it. I'm not going to probably watch it live if there's no changes made. I think Jeffrey Lurie knows that too, not just me, from, the entire fan base. Like, this team's not going to play for anything that happened the last couple of weeks. That's why I don't understand the execution point, going back to that again. If it's about execution and the players are going, then how come it is never an issue for Vic Fangio and his squad? They are always ready to play. They'll make mistakes. 100% they'll make mistakes, but they're ready to play. The offense makes a mistake. It's almost as if, shit, here we go again. Here we go again. And somebody's going to complain about the boos like they always do. And Al Michaels chimed in on that. Man, this fucking offense has done anything since October 26th. What do you want them to do? You got a penalty in the first 6 snaps of the game. 2 penalties in 6 snaps. If it's not the coaching and these players are going rogue, and no one really wants to practice. That's what it sounds like to me. No one wants to show up to work because it sucks. And now everybody's blaming Stoutland you and this offensive line. Like, what the fuck? If this offense and its timing is always off, slow, or just like quarterback holding on to the ball because he's trying to find the perfect opportunity to throw a football into like terrible pass designs, sure. I don't think Cam Jurgens played a good game. I don't think Jordan Mailata played a good game. And there isn't one person on offense who played a good game. Not one. Same thing with the offensive line as I'm talking about with the coaching staff and everything else. If it's such a big problem that it's like my O-line's playing dead, my QB won't do these certain things on offense, my wide receiver wants to do this instead of that, and you're just shrugging, and it sounds like Nick Sirianni's shrugging at the podium because he goes, there's so many issues to fix. It's the same thing as 2023. It's the same talking points. The only thing missing is A.J. Brown saying, we're going to turn this thing around. He can't do that this year because he knows already. He's tried. He's been so vocal about this for 2 years and been shouted down about it. It's over. And I don't feel bad about saying that. I don't feel bad about criticizing this team after it won a Super Bowl because this is dog shit effort. This is somebody deciding, I don't want to do it this way, and I'm not going to change. And that's stupid how he doesn't fuck this team up to the point where there isn't enough talent on it, even with all the ridiculous offseason moves that we disagree on. It has nothing to do with the players on the field. It has everything to do with how they set this team up, why they thought they could just go out there and run the same stuff with Saquon, which you and I could see from a mile away in April and March when they were trying to ban the tush push, that this was not going to be close to last year, and you better get ready to throw the football. And if they came out prepared to throw the football all over the field from the first couple of weeks in September until now, I just don't think this offense would look the way it does. I think Jalen's got anywhere from 9 to 12 interceptions, but he's also got like 30 touchdowns. And that part is the biggest gap for me. You don't want your quarterback to make mistakes so bad that he's going to make mistakes, and it's not going to show up on the stat sheet. I don't care if Jalen Hurts throws interceptions anymore. He's got to throw the ball. And the less you make him do it, the less you challenge him to do it, this is what you're going to get. You're not challenging this team because you're so scared that it's going to lose, and it's losing because it's scared. Thanks, coach. Thank you. We'll be drinking plenty of 2 Moods this weekend. I just want to say, if this is it, I fucking love you guys. It's just, what an incredible 2 years of debating this and enjoying this. And if there is some miracle that's behind door number 4, you all know we're going to be jumping right back into the pool. Of course, I'll be excited if there's a playoff win, if there's some juice in this offense. They make it so hard on themselves. God damn. I can't watch you drag yourselves to your own suicide party where you're drinking purple punch. Jonestown, right? Just everybody wants to drink this punch and be done with it. And I feel for everybody in there. I really do. Because nothing worse being stuck between a rock and a hard place. When you've got all these reporters go like, hey, the Bears, they had linebackers 4 and 6 out there, Dallas Goedert. How come they didn't throw the ball anymore? What is Dallas supposed to say? My coach is an idiot. My quarterback can't see shit. Fuck, man. That part. 5-man fronts. Oh, no, we didn't watch film on that. Do you know the Bears are starting shitty linebackers? You could pretty much torch them all game in the passing game. No, didn't even come up. The Church of Dawkins is going to make an appearance, and I'll see you on Sunday specifically for that. Go Birds.